And put your right hand over your left in front of you, and your right foot over your left. And bend your knees and come over back. And as you come down, then get ready for the knees into your chest and hands behind your head. And take an inhale, roll flat and exhale. So inhale out and exhale. We're going to do 10 of these. Inhale and exhale. Nice big deep inhale. Exhale. More. Think that you're fractioning your head a little bit forward and just curl here. 6 and 7. And last one. Come to bird on a perch. Knees and feet together and exhale in. Inhale and exhale. Pull all the way. Good. Inhale in 3.
So the springs are going to
4.
I think your arms straight. Okay. You're going to roll all the way back.
6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep my
7.
up. Yep.
Inhale out again. You have to press your head into your hands and your hands into your head. And out a little bit more, right? And curl up from here. Better. Yes.
Yeah, that's it, Cynthia.
Yes. And last one. Good. Now heels on. Flex your feet back. Try and keep that curl from here. Good, Kimberly.
You give her a little support under her upper back with your right hand. Just get her up where she actually can. And connect. There you go.
6. Well, I'm going to take my hand away now. 7. And 3 more. 8. 9. Last one. Extend your legs straight out for a 10-minute stretch. And
Yeah, keep helping her. As she gets more tired, it gets harder, right? Yeah, keep doing
and you
it.
can
Keep
keep
doing
your,
it.
you can have your legs fire up. 7. And 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale.
Do that again.
Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 20. Exhale. I'm going to make feel like you
Slower, just a little bit.
exhale. Feel like you're pressing against a bar here, even though there is none, right? All the way down the back line of your legs and through your spine. Keep that curl up, right? Inhale, 2, 3. Before you exhale, that's probably about 70. Exhale, 2. Exhale, 80.
So lower your arms down to and then
3, 4, and 100. And come down. And now come forward and take the strap. And the weighted bar to your right or the roll up. Good. Start with your arms straight back and your arms between your ears and feet flex with an inhale down, curling up.
and then roll. So keep this as a base bend.
Good. Press that whole back line of the legs down into the mat.
Okay.
And exhale forward, 2. We're going to try one pad. See how that feels?
And now this time when you're going, you're going to
And exhale.
A little better.
Yep.
Try 2.
Have we tried 2? Okay.
So, and then you can just do
Exhale. Right. Try to keep those ribs down. Right. Even when you take a nice big inhale, try to keep those ribs down. Good. Last one.
to your feet.
Nice.
Ribs down. Connected. Exhale. Good. Okay.
Next time.
Now lay back and put the weighted bar to your right. Bring your right leg up and out for a single leg circle. Turn it out slightly and come across your body with an inhale.
Doesn't really like to
And
balance, but
exhale.
everyone can do.
Okay. Inhale across. And
So
exhale.
you're gonna just stay up.
3.
And we're gonna go.
And exhale.
We're gonna go into that. So you're actually gonna flip around.
Just 5.
Oh, 5.
Let go.
Yes. Opposite direction. Inhale. And exhale. Come across those inner thighs as you come across. Inhale and now squeeze those inner thighs. Yes. Good. Now what do you want?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the last one. Okay, now switch feet. Left one up. Good. Turn it out slightly. And come across your body with an inhale. And exhale as you curve around. Right. Inhale. Exhale. Try and keep those ribs down. Okay. So come around. Good.
How about you also say that to her without putting pressure on her ribs?
How else would I say that?
Yeah.
Bring your ribs down. Bring them down towards your belly.
How do you keep her from not being able to breathe? The same.
Well, breathe more into the back. Right.
There
I
you
feel like
go,
you're feeling
right?
the back
Because
of
every
your
time we
arm.
just tell them ribs down, it just means
It's not
to
enough
stop
info.
breathing. So maybe you could say, do this instead of not doing that.
Got it,
Yeah.
right, okay. So breathing into your back, now we'll go in the opposite direction. So inhale out, breathe in, that's better, and exhale forward, good. Breathe into the back, and exhale, start at the bottom of the lungs, yeah.
If you put your hands back on the poles. Yep, scooch a little more.
Exhale.
That's what you use the ball for.
Good, okay. Put that foot under the strap and you can sit up. Roll up for, rolling like a ball. So, holding on to your ankles. Now, you're going to be rolling back. Take a big, nice big inhale, roll back, and exhale forward. Inhale back, and 2. Keep breathing back here. Hook your feet back. 3.
So the thing about.
So keep moving forward just a little bit, so you
Yeah, I
might
see
get
that,
out.
right.
Yeah, but you got it.
Right. Press your arms into your hands and your hands into your arms, right? Exhale, good. Okay, now roll back onto your back and take your, that's right, hands to your hips and bring your bottom there. And 4 single leg stretch. So
Is your hips are more raised?
bring your shins up high, press against your hand and switch.
And then
Inhale, inhale.
really big inhale.
And good.
Okay. Is it like, again, could you have like the
Yeah,
big
a lot different than that is for her, right? So you might have actually liked those two.
But with your legs up, yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
With a little bit of pressure and then.
And so, exhale,
Into the double.
and then inhale.
So,
arms go
double leg
down,
stretch, so
hips
arms
go
up, shoulders. And come turn, curl around and press it, right, inhale. Stretch arms and legs straight out, and come around and hold, 2 and 3. Exhale.
So,
And exhale, good. Now to for scissors, so arms and legs straight up, and pull,
fully opposite way
and
as
pull,
you
pull. Nice, Kimberly.
And so when you inhale, you
Elbows
inhale and hold it for 3
Good.
counts, and then exhale, come down. Okay. So,
Good. Bring your both of your hands behind your head and lifting up and tractioning up, double leg lower leg. And exhale. Right.
so go ahead and just do that like 3 times and just kind of whip it. Okay.
Coming away now. And exhale. Good. Now bending your right elbow into your right knee for the elbow to knee and switch. Right. And squeeze it out. And inhale and squeeze it out.
So what we want to do is give it
Keep her up as you go side to side, like actually lift her to twist. Not too much, just keep her lifted. Twist her up, twist her up, not too
Or just
much.
hard to hold the
Twist
bar
her
down.
up, yeah. That's a pretty hard grip. How does that feel? I would go the other way, because that's too hard to do anyway. So, yeah. But you can just go here. And then you
I
can
see.
pivot
Like it fills
Right.
all of your
much
spaces
more
up.
readily.
I see.
And then she's up for this moment right here and using her abs to twist. Exactly. And then I won't let you go too fast. Do you want to try that with her? Let her see if she's got the same.
Sorry?
There we go, twist, and you're gonna put her elbow down, like put it down, and put it down, and put it down, and put it down, you got it. And begin to see how it should go, so for yourself too, then when you're doing it, you're like, oh.
See how much she shut?
Yeah, and you should look at
My body underneath it, and your feet are going here.
Yeah, I mean, we say elbow to knee, but maybe we should say elbow to mat.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
And arm hip
Sometimes
to
I like
knee.
to hold
Yeah, and or even just, you know, the other elbow, it goes more to the ceiling than to the knee.
Roll
Yes.
your hips up, so bend your knees to each other.
Up to the ceiling, yes. Up to the ceiling, right, so that when you do have her back here, you have that, you have her wings like a plane, right? And you could spin the whole plane. Yeah. I'm gonna have one thought for you. You're seeing the key thing for her, which is that she has this long spine, and when she lies on her back, she kind of falls back a little bit. So you're always wanting to give her that little bit of help, which is awesome, needed, and completely calm. So many people need exactly what you're seeing in her, need her. You did the 2 pads, awesome. She needs the 2 pads. You'll use them every time she's on the back.
Like this.
Even for the rolling over, it's a pain in the butt, but it's still there. But the other thing that I think happens because she's back a little bit is that her breath has that hot sound.
Instead of deeper, it's more up
Instead
here.
of way down here. So if you get her up, then help her start breathing like you did. Instead of saying, don't do this, you say, do this.
Right, right.
You gotta get her up a little bit so she can, otherwise she's back here. Right, so part of the reason the ribs are up is because she's back a little bit. So then we're breathing here, and then we could just do we could just do a silent, deep, steamy exhale instead of that hot, dry, friction one. But we have to get her organized a little bit better to make it actually available. Yeah. Okay, so you could work on it here because she's not lying down, which makes it a little bit easier. So
Good,
I'll
okay.
try to write that down.
Thank you. And for spine stretch now, feet flex back and take an inhale and lower your head and your arms. Stretch. Roll your front of your spine back.
Maybe bring your ankles.
Pull your hips up again.
Okay. Ready?
And then stack up. And inhale. Good. Is this okay, Kimberly? Good.
We got like that.
Breathe into a full hand. Your head, your head.
Right. To those heels.
You're sitting straight.
Here. Good.
And now that you open up the lower back, we're gonna go into some legs.
Just go, don't hold her.
Keep going.
Stay there.
Yeah, not so much you, but don't let her
Don't let her slow down.
get too
much.
taut with it, you know, like make her bend her
I have
bend your
experience
spine,
with this,
Yeah.
personally.
And she just a tiny bit, just, you know, and you're not expecting to see this, but you're actually seeing more than I would have expected anyway. So she holds her ribs pretty tight, so that makes it a little harder for her to breathe. So you inhale, you fill the ribs, you exhale the abdominals, and you bend your spine. You just bend like this. You don't hold your back, you just
So even that could be
bend
something
your
that
spine.
will hear.
Yeah.
So when we
Unbend it, yeah. Versus she's kind of reaching and tensing this to go forward.
And it should be
Just
all
bend
fluid
it.
in there.
Just bend it, that's right. You can even bend your nose into your belly button instead of all the way out on the mat.
You want
in,
to
sit
straight,
back on
but
your
just
hips.
a little bit of softness in there,
Back
so it's
more.
not overstretched.
Yeah, and bend your spine.
And then we're gonna
That's
start
the one.
with, like circles.
You see how she, because she's flexible in the hip joint more so than in the spine, she's going to want to lean forward. So you feel like belly button behind the pubic bone, then you got to bend your spine instead of lean forward.
So you're gonna come up to
Yeah, bend. And that'll help her ab curl and her breathing.
there.
And then you won't have to fix her ribs.
Right, right. Because there will be an issue.
So it's all one package of things. It's that when we have that longer spine and she's flexible enough, she'll lean back like this, right? So then the ribs don't know what to do because the weight is landed. And that's creating tension here. So then she comes up to sitting and she has all that tension
The
here.
whole time, think of pointing.
So we try to get rid of it from the start by giving her the 2 pads or doing the lift, and try to get the breathing much lower, right? So that when she comes up to sitting, she has this willowy spine that's free and she's not still holding back tension that she needed earlier because she wasn't really in the best position to leverage movement from. Sounds right. So if she's back here, then she has to lever movement off her back versus figure out how to lever the movement off her center. Just bend it, just bend your back, not forward, but in.
Right?
Yes, right? So you could almost, like, you know,
Oh, okay.
this way. You see, I'm on her thoracic.
Yeah,
not on
right,
her
right,
head.
right. She's okay.
So it's not
And
like
I'm not letting her do this thing she wants to do.
Yes,
Look
but
at
she,
that.
I know.
Wow, she can do that, but we would like to see this
That-
given up.
that given
Yeah,
up,
and
right.
this get
open.
stronger to be able to bend her. Just bend.
Oh, okay, I thought that was.
Don't even stretch that much, that's right.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this becomes the flexible
In the act of
stuff.
stretching too much, it engages it. maybe.
Yes, yeah, when we stretch it, it just gets taut and hard.
Because we're working.
So if we just could relax it and use the contractors to release the tension in the back versus constantly stretch the tension in the back. So use your abs really and then your back goes up.
So straight leg down, and then straight up, you're gonna.
To open leg rocker. So
You're
you're
gonna
going to
keep
hold
the
those
spring on the inside.
heels and you're going to rock back.
And then
Inhale.
legs out, so down.
And exhale forward. Good. Try and work on
And
that.
then
Breathing in the back of your lungs and have that exhale. Good.
So bring your legs
Arms.
tonight, you can sit. Sitting on top of it. So sometimes it's easier to do movement without the legs first.
Okay. And now,
Just pedal like
let's see, legs together and you're going to come back on your back.
Think about like a little forward, so you can actually like, so accumulated pushing cold section here.
Of course, she gave you a little hint there. So, legs together and bring your feet around to the right and exhale.
Just
Right, so even here, think you're breathing down into the lower part of your lungs and that exhale is coming from there. Right, inhale.
and then keep this straight as you bend. So pull from here to bend that down and then. So you're thinking
And how might
you can drag your foot up.
Okay.
I don't want to lead you into the answer, but your goal is to kind of, you know, continue to try to put it all together. The thing you saw from the very beginning, which you knew right away, was like, she's not up high. Right? Like, she's not up high enough.
Oh, up
I have
high
to
enough,
come
yeah.
up under her thoracic
Right.
spine and give her a
To
little
get access.
You saw right away, and then you think
Yep,
to yourself,
and it is, it's just that
I wonder
little switch.
why,
Instead of pushing, think of
A, number
dragging.
one, and then secondarily, what does that cause? You know, like how is it that just falling back because of the structure of a human versus the weird architecture of a flat surface, which isn't always, they don't always go so well together, you know? What will it cause? Not only, oh, she can't do this, but it not being unable to do that, she's building a tremendous amount of tension somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah, and then you saw, oh, but I don't like these ribs.
Yeah.
And you were very quick to be like, oh, okay, I could just tell her ribs down or ribs like this or something, or I could go around to the flip side and say, breathe back here.
What needs to happen elsewhere in the body so that ribs come down
So the ribs
naturally.
just, yes, so they don't look weird, right? And how are those two things related? That back tension from having leaned back where you had to help her be up, and the ribs flaring and her inability to then be able to breathe in her back. Like it's all the same in the end.
Right.
Everything you saw from the very beginning that you were trying to correct, it causes a tension in her. It's there 100% of the time, unless we help her get rid of it. That becomes your theme.
A little bit about the
That's all.
Your heels are
Your theme,
Right.
it just manifests itself because you're watching Kimberly move and you're like, oh, that's interesting. And you're just trying to put all the puzzle pieces together.
So you inhale.
You know, how do I put these puzzle pieces together? Because I could run around, I could fix her ribs, I could put a pad under her, I could tell her this, I could tell her that. Or I could get to this kind of fundamental truth about Kimberly. Okay, I'm just going to have her back be a little lifted. We're going to keep on releasing tension in her back and get her to breathe back there. At all costs during every single
Right.
exercise, that becomes your theme. So it's just an organic, it rises.
Right.
But you have to do a little work to kind of capture it
And then
put the
try
pieces
to
together until you're like, oh, I get it. And if we can always get it too,
And then keep that big back.
so she can
Inhale
breathe,
for a few.
so she can breathe, not so she can do Pilates well, but So she can use these exercises to help her
So
breathe.
stay at 40.
And the breathing is
bend your
both
knees in.
no tension in the rib
Chest.
cage
Yep.
and that
So this is
deep
gonna
contraction
hold
of the
a big
abdominals.
frog.
Okay.
So we can get everything so that it just supports the journey,
Actually,
so she
straighten your
can
legs up to
breathe.
90.
Both
So you're
halves
gonna
of it, the inhale and the exhale.
Circle first.
Okay.
So you're gonna do like that leg circle. All the way out. And then
That's
when you
it.
exhale, bottom,
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah,
You're gonna click
Yep.
your heels together.
expansive ribs, powerful, deep contraction of the abs. Doesn't have a lot of hot sound in it, it just has deep contraction that pushes air out. Yeah.
Okay, so come up to sitting for saw. So, feet on the boot boxes and arms out straight. And now twisting your spine, twist to the right. And saw.
And then go reverse. So
Movement from here. And up to the center. Nice big inhale. And now with your exhale,
down to bend your knees.
Oh, wait. Sit back.
Yeah. So
Think
you
about
can
your
come
spine
back to that
stretch
root.
too, like how you make her bend her spine and not lean forward on her hip sockets. So that, you got it, girl. So that now she bends, her back arm comes up.
just
Brings on the inside of your knees. Okay. And then kick straight out.
I'd sit her back 2 more inches,
Open your legs
especially as she
wide.
goes forward. I know it's a drag because, you know, she also has long arms. Yeah. Yeah. And let's come up, so you're back up here now,
Like when you come
right?
down and
She's
then
Yeah.
gonna twist.
One
there's
side
a
of the
difference
board.
between like
Right.
bending
You're
and
gonna-
then dropping
Ah,
your
that's
knees
right.
down.
We're gonna
Right.
get it in here, and then you gotta get her to twist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so this arm is coming up, but if she is sitting forward when she needs to sit back, that's right.
watch you get in the shoulder.
So
Right,
then
so
go around
we're,
the way.
we're bending this thing and
Oh, wait,
twisting
around
this
that?
thing
Yes.
versus something up here, even though that is part of it.
So you want to keep your legs
Take
straight.
it completely out of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
One's just
because
out.
the shoulder,
Great.
you don't want to
How
pull on
did
the
you do that?
shoulder, you want to pull the ribs back, way back, sit back, way back.
And then
More
pull
back.
this down.
Okay. And then you can take this like this, and you
Around,
twist the
straight
whole
legs
freaking thing. Yeah,
And then go this.
up over the shoulder, so you come under her.
Okay, with that one, that was great.
Arm.
So pop your knees up to the knee.
Yep, sit her back. And also you want to sit her more like to the
So
direction
good.
she's not going.
She didn't touch that. Naturally.
Maybe I had it here, I don't even know where I had it. You could come here and spiral her.
Is that okay, Kimberly? Yes.
Can you pull her back up a little bit too? Yes. Sit back, yeah. There you go. Right. There you go. So she can breathe.
Could you do
End of the
better?
sentence. End of the sentence is always so she can breathe.
So she can breathe.
Yeah. What if we made her spine ribs so much more supple and flexible and capable, and we sat back on our left hip more, way over on the
Yes, right,
left hip?
right.
I even do this sometimes.
So this, you're gonna be laying just like you were.
Put this hand here, this is not a rule or anything. Put this elbow on the mat. You see where you are? You want to be in the middle of this, not over here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there
Interesting.
you twist it, and then just push your belly way back and curl it. Yeah, and curl it. That's the one.
This way a little more.
Right. So you're not leaning forward, you're sitting back, pelvis stays
Bend
vertical.
elbows on the mat.
You can twist your spine, and then this guy
Really try to pinch your
would be
elbows
way
in.
over
And
here.
then you're gonna inhale and just open the
So not just twisting, but curling. Sit back, sit back. Yeah, sit back,
And you want to
gently
gently
curl.
elbows on
Yeah.
the mat.
Okay.
Yeah, so she goes like that.
Yeah, the exhale was just natural there.
Yes.
What if you thought-
You'll hear it start to happen, then you can even not talk about it as much because actually the movement is making her breathe now versus she's doing weird artificial things that tighten her up,
Anything else that you're
even if they are by the book.
Okay.
as one with your
Yeah.
wrist.
Okay.
Okay, bring your legs together and swirl around for a swan dive. Right. So, nice inner thigh stretch, Kimberly, and pick your legs up from here and engage your glute slightly. Okay, and now pressing through your arms and watch a blow
Your
crawling up the
arm
wall.
bone fits below your shoulder joint. So
Right.
if you could think
So,
of
nice
lowering
engaged here and
your
exhale.
arm joint
Maybe say why.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Well, to keep you out of your back.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
good, just have a reason.
All right, and, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
keep you out of your lower back. Right, but she knows this. So, again, one like this, and then we're going to the dog. Inhale, nice big inhale from the lower lobes of your lungs. And exhale down. 2, do it to 5. 3, inhale, up. Arms up higher, legs up higher, and last one. Good, and sit back.
Hold it there.
Okay, nicely
And
done,
then
Kimberly.
little circles with your
Come forward for a single leg kick. Right, make fists. Feel like you're pulling the mat in, and again, same thing here. Try and kick your bottom 1, 2, and 1, 2. 1, 2, inhale.
and then bring it back up.
Last one.
And it's actually like this, inhale and
Yes.
I heard something right here doing it.
Oh,
Inhale and
exhale.
exhale, that's right.
Good.
Like
Now,
one thing's going
bring your cheek, face cheek to the mat, and your arms behind your back. Right, and 3 pumps with the legs. 1, 2, 3, and inhale back, stretch up, and exhale. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and then you tell her, like, you just think, it is Kimberly, right? You're teaching her how to do the exercise beautifully. What would you say is her main thing that you want to be focusing on?
Well, I'm concerned about her shoulder. She's had a shoulder.
Okay, so great.
So
So
I don't
what's
want-
something proactive that you want her to do instead of not do something?
Well, extend out further,
So I think that really helped
like
last.
swan, extend.
So that,
So that she has more access to breathing.
okay, right? So you take your thought all the way through. So
Right.
what you do want to do here is not let her tense her back so much.
Yeah.
And
Right, because we know that's why she struggles with breathing, and that in our thought process today, we're saying she's holding this tight, so it makes it hard to breathe, so here we are going into extension, oh crap.
when
Yeah,
it's
all the
up,
more.
You know,
you're gonna
but it is
push
on an
down,
inhale.
Just do with your arms and then curl through.
So she doesn't go
Keeping
this
your
way.
arms straight.
It's up.
She
So
actually
like up and out.
fills her
That's-
lungs in extension,
In
yes,
extension, yeah.
instead of tightening her
So
back
way
in
back.
extension.
Right.
You're gonna do the
And
same thing,
I
so
mean,
you
for
can
me
pull
personally, I mean, the inner thighs have been a big
And then-
thing. When
Yes.
my inner thighs turned on, so I always kind of default to that if I'm teaching
So
someone, and I don't know if that's
It's
right.
okay to have a little bit of
And
default,
then
you try it and you see, it'll
Yeah.
work, it definitely worked in her swan dive, right, it worked.
Yeah,
But don't let that distract you from your
my main theme.
theme, which is not a rock hard idea, it's simply that you do have a goal for her. Now, you have this goal that when she gets done with the lesson today, she's gonna feel like her back is free of tension and she can breathe amazing.
Work a little bit less.
So kind of no matter what you think you wanna say, in your mind's eye still remains this thing as Kimberly, and she leaves today.
And make it like, sometimes
She's
it's
not
slower,
gonna have
sometimes
tension
it's
in her
more
back,
fast.
so she can breathe beautifully.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you keep yourself, no matter what you might say, even if you, oh, I
See
gotta
other
correct
things.
this, or I gotta add this, it's still always on the path to. So she'll release this back tension so she can breathe. In her case today. Doesn't mean tomorrow or for anybody else, although it's not an uncommon pattern. But, you know, so you just always kind of, even if you can't figure out how to say it right now, because you don't need to know how to say it right now. But you just think to yourself, I'm saying this weird thing. Something I'm going to say to you, squeeze your inner thighs. Okay, now that's distracting because we haven't said that once yet. All of a sudden, halfway through the lesson, I'm giving you this new cue. Why do I say it? Okay, it helps me what? It helps me,
It helps me think about what the exercise feels like in my body, but the important thing is what I've noticed with her and the breathing, and is it, if she's doing that well enough, then the other things that's suppressing the breathing is what I need to focus on.
it's very possible that if she adds her inner thighs, she's going to grip her back. If she adds her inner thighs and it helps her release her back,
Yeah.
great. But if you just say to her, squeeze your inner thighs because you think it's a good cue, watch and see then, you know, whether you know what to do about it yet or not. You just kind of try to keep this idea in your mind. As Kimberly, we're doing Pilates, but my main goal for Kim today is that she gives up some of that back tension so she can breathe. And how do we do that, even in extension, you know? Like, that's just the journey of it forevermore.
So maybe I could just like touch her here to see if these are turned on before I even
Yes.
say inner
And
thigh,
or you
don't
watch
say
and see
anything?
if I even, do I even want to say that? Maybe I don't want to say that. Is she
Yeah.
doing it? you know?
Right,
Like, yeah, then if you think, but for the purpose of, only if it relieves tension in your back so you can bend your back freely and not have to tighten and harden it, and so you can still breathe. So no matter which way we bend the spine, it's always making it more supple in the next, this ability.
three-dimensional.
Yes, so the breath can come and go. Yeah, so you just always have this little like, why am I saying that? And is it in line with what we're talking about today? Yes, sometimes you just gotta correct, like no, the legs are together, or no, where your arm, you know, like, and that can be a little distracting, but just keep it simple then. So it's not like all of a sudden her brain went, I'm supposed to manage the eyes now.
Yeah, right, and this is a new thing. You have to
Forget,
talk
yeah,
about it.
and my back's just gonna tighten up again because that's my go-to. Yeah, so you're just always like, how is it Kim again? How is it the same thing again? Different exercise, but still Kim. Still gonna do it the same way she's gonna do it because that's where she does it. You know, left to her drudder, she's gonna do that because that's where she finds a source of power. Is that the best one for her? No. Can we help her get a different one?
Well, I mean, it's not big.
Yeah. Kind of, that's it in a nutshell. Once you know how to teach people how to do Pilates, you totally know how to teach her how to do Pilates. That's not that hard. That takes 6 months a year. 6 months to learn this much, 6 months to learn the rest of it. To learn how to teach her how to do it. That's not that hard. How to change Kim. How to make it actually do the best possible thing for her unique health based on her structure and her habits and her history and everything else, injuries, traumas, whatever else it is. That's the rest of the journey for everyone. Yeah, so we're just noticing, like, you had an instinct from the start, I'm gonna pick you up a little bit, because I can tell you're not connecting, it's hard to breathe, it's a struggle, doesn't look right.
It didn't look right, yeah.
Didn't look right. Sometimes you're not even sure, you're just like, it doesn't look right. So and my instinct goes up. So then you think to yourself, why? What was the problem? What difference does it make? How does that help her? However, you can kind of analyze the fact that it did work. And then maybe you also think, I wonder what it was causing. Because she couldn't make that happen by herself. So she was doing it sort of hard in a certain place. She's trying to make the exercise look right.
And she can do it.
And
Make
she
it
can
look great.
totally do it, which is harder, right?
Yeah, it's harder on
It's
her.
harder because she's very fast, very capable. It looks great. So I was very excited when you picked her up. Because I was like, you could have not seen that. You could have not seen that because she was doing it just right. But you did see it. So then you just allow yourself to take a little bit more, whether it happens in the lesson right now or just later on, you're sitting there and you're thinking, let me try to even do it like I saw Kim do it. Oh my gosh. That would build tension in her back, you know. And now that I think about it, I watched her move. She had some tension in her back. Well, you just slowly start to see it. It just blooms like a flower once you've got a seed. You start watching it, and then it's like, oh, there it is. I see it now. That's really cool. Very, very good. All right. So try giving her double leg kick one more time.
Okay.
And stick with your theme a little bit more.
Okay. So, kick your legs up 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And now on your inhale, stretch your arms and your legs straight out and bring your chest forward, extension, and breathing in. And now exhale down.
And what if you said something simpler, like as you inhale, open your back?
Oh, wow. Love it. 1, 2, 3. Bend, bring your arms and straight forward. And as you inhale, open your back. And now you can touch your eyes.
Yes. But did you see, she got so much lift, she doesn't even need to
Open
do
your back.
she already knows how to do the choreography.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So her inhale lifted her with no
Look at
tension,
that.
instead of what she would like to have done, which would have looked a little more like that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's probably harder on the shoulders too.
Yes,
And
it
lower back.
is.
Yeah. because
Yes,
it
yes,
does
yes, yes,
arch
yes,
your
yes, yes.
back and pull this instead of like you demonstrate on the video so many times.
Right, so that, you got it, Kim, so that the breath alone creates the It organizes the exercise.
Yes.
That's why it's choreographed in a certain movement. If we did it as an exhale right there, we'd tighten our back.
Yeah.
We thrust our ribs out. We do funny things. And because it's an inhale and you're extending, you get an opening in your back instead of a tension in your back, and a lift up instead of a release down. And then maybe you don't have to spot correct her shoulders or her eyes or her. You're not running all over the place hurting
Yeah.
cats because you actually just had her breathe the way you've been telling her to breathe.
Right.
In spine stretch, in saw, in wherever we did it earliest. Where we started feeling like, oh, I see why she's tight here, and this flips out. And you're like, let's just breathe into your back
Right.
instead of telling you to put your ribs down.
Right.
Right? And here it's the same thing, so we're not gonna like overcorrect her. We're gonna see if breathing into her back would solve the entire problem. That's right. Right.
Okay, so now you're going to come around for neck pull. So grab that strap. Okay. And hands behind your neck, traction your neck up a little bit. And now take an inhale and roll down. And now on your exhale, think that same thing, like just breathing into your low back. Nice inhale, and exhale, curl up.
And that's on an inhale. Coming up is on an inhale.
Exhale down.
So she
Inhale up, right, because you're going to be
and
coming over.
exhales here. Good. Now, let's put her 2 pads under her because she's
Yeah. you need to.
supine again.
Inhale,
Inhale
inhale here, and exhale as you flex over.
Yes. And we know, go ahead.
And exhale down.
Distracting you.
Right, lower back push. Good. Inhale up, and exhale over. And one last one.
A lot of back tension, just so you see it, right? So she comes up. You got her inhale really nice. So she comes up, inhale. Inhale, and then you actually exhale. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So you have to bend. Versus what she wants to do is,
Right, what we saw before.
right? So we're bending. Then when she comes up, you want to inhale. Don't tighten your back, fill your back.
Fill the lungs.
Yeah, that was better though. So you fill your back and you use your abs to go backwards. Exhale. So she doesn't have to hold tension in her back. This is beyond what you're
It
expecting,
is a
but
little
we're on
bit.
the topic
Okay.
now, right?
Yeah,
So
no, this is, we wondered about it.
the goal is to begin slowly to see, oh wait, this is spine stretch again. It's cute. She's gonna do what she did in spine stretch, which is
Right.
lean way forward like a sheep.
Right, because you can, yeah,
But we
yeah.
want her to bend her spine, because we want her spine to be flexible and not tense. How do we do that? By just inhaling and exhaling really well. You know, just so that you, I'm gonna keep pointing it out to you, so that you'd be like, oh my God, here it is again. The same thing again. No, there it is again. Still Kim,
Right,
still her body.
right, right.
She's gonna do it her way. And we've discovered a couple things. One is, we'd like to get her to bend her spine instead of flex her hips, because she holds her spine tight, which means she can't breathe in her back. So we're gonna make her breathe in her back and bend her spine instead of flexing her hips and hold tension in her back. Over
And over again.
because that's what we saw today.
Right.
Yeah.
Something to work with on the way.
So, come up to sitting. And, I forgot.
Where are we? So we just did,
Just did neck pull.
in level 3, I'm always like, what is it? I don't know.
Scissors, I'm like, that's not right.
No, it can't be scissors and bicycle.
It's, shoulder bridge one. Okay, so, bring your bottom up with an inhale, and, right leg squint along the mat and come up.
So, and we do it with kicks at level 3?
Yes.
Seriously?
Specificity.
Yeah.
And when you lift your heels,
That's what it is on the video. Okay, and flex down.
Okay.
And point up to, and flex here.
Yeah, that's so crazy hard. How would she do it in a way that wouldn't tense her back?
Well,
yard and come right
So
back
it's gonna
in.
be like before.
Or all you do, just like she did in double leg kick, you just keep coaching her to make sure that when she breathes into her back versus she holds and tightens her back.
Well, open your back.
It's like
It
it's
seems counterintuitive though when you're on your back to say open your back.
Yeah, but it's not really. Because you can be on your back like this,
Very good. Now you get to, okay.
which is
go
how she
back.
was,
That
or she could be on her back.
Next time you go out, you stay in the lower.
So she can breathe in her back. Yeah.
All the way out there.
It's like you told her in whenever it was we did it
That's
first.
what. And then you lift.
Okay, so lift your hips up and open your back. And I want to see your hips a little bit higher.
At the
Good.
end.
And now, let's do the left foot along the mat.
Okay, so
And then
your
point
heels come underneath.
and flex down.
No, no,
And
no.
inhale.
Like tight, right?
All this time, keep breathing into your back, open your back, exhale.
Okay,
And
and
last
now what
one.
you do is go for your straddle
And
hold.
good. And lower.
And so
And then let that help slow your hips up.
Okay.
Maybe you guys decide, you know?
if you could think.
I think the single leg, the shoulder bridge
Feet are a little stiff.
What if you
with
and that makes
kicks,
it hard to get
without your hands under your hips,
code it this way?
What if you had
is
your
harder than anything.
tiny- okay.
Really?
So, but two would be this one.
Does that feel like it gives you a little bit more?
Well, then you go into scissors and bicycle.
That's a higher level, is it not?
Yeah, I would have thought, but, you know, that we would just do up and down in shoulder bridge, and it wouldn't be till we got enough range to get our hands under the hips that we would start doing the kicks. Because otherwise, you just have to hold your back so tight. But that's how we do it on the film, so there
It
you
is on the
go.
video that way, yeah.
Is that me?
Okay.
Because I never teach this way, because I don't like it.
That's really
So for shoulder bridge one, you just do the
I
up.
would just
Just
go
up and
down. Yeah, maybe you go up,
that.
right, and then if you want to like pick one leg up, bring your knee to your chest or something, yeah, and straighten the
But not
leg
the
and bring it
whole-
down, but not like holding your back without the support of your hands.
Mimicking some muscle
Especially for Kim,
around your pelvis.
because she could just hold her back. Yeah.
Yeah, and it
And we want a
looks,
strong back, we just don't want it tight.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's plenty strong.
Yes.
Okay, now you come to, sorry, I'm looking at spine twist.
Yeah, I threw you now, so
That's
this,
okay.
this part of the
Well,
routine
we
is
talk
always a
about
little
that,
more
it's what I need to,
complicated.
remember that regardless.
Yeah.
Okay, so now twist to your right, and you're twisting your waist. Right. Come back a little bit more.
Nice
here.
job, yes?
Right. Twist, twist. Focus on your arm. Okay. Long in your spine and breathing into your back, open your back.
Last time,
That exhale sounded better.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then it goes deep, makes muscles work instead of sound. And that's kind of my goal, is like, I actually want the exhale to make muscle work and not make sound.
Okay, now you're gonna be rolling back for, Jack. Yep. And so now roll down one vertebrae at a time. And inhale up, open your back. Good, keep it open as you exhale.
There you go, good job.
Thank you. Inhale
She
up.
could have just tightened her back, which is what she wanted
And
to
try
do.
to open your back and keep it open as you exhale down onto that line.
Yeah,
Good.
can you show her what it would look like if you didn't open your back?
Really. Inhale up.
Okay, so now it's locked, you see, she can't hardly even breathe.
Oh, wow.
And then if she lets it go and breathes,
Open your back.
then it's, yeah. Because it's nice to kind of see, it's hard to
Yeah,
see.
it is
Of course it's
subtle.
hard to see, but it is, one looks like this, like stop action, and the other looks like it's still moving, everything is still moving.
That time I said it just because I thought it was the right
That's
cue,
okay,
not that
that's
I really
okay.
saw it change.
That's okay.
To be honest with you.
That's all right, you just say it anyway, because you know it's the right idea,
Yeah.
because it's still good,
And it works for her, those words.
100%. And then pretty soon you'll be like, oh my God, that really worked. I saw it. Yeah, yeah. It's all right, you just practice,
Not falling.
you'll see it.
So now to the side
Instead of just pulling
exercise.
your knees back.
Right.
And here just, yeah, pull your boxes up. That's just so she doesn't kick the squares.
Exactly, yeah. Come back a little bit further this way. Good. There you go. And right foot, raise it up about a foot and this is good, sorry. And exhale.
No, that's the inhale there. It is. Just so that she doesn't collapse into it, which she totally can because she's very flexible. So stay for a second.
Yeah.
Come in under her ribs this way, so she can't hang. Yeah, so she has those two pads, but they're not near
They're
where
not the
she
problem,
needs to
huh?
be doing. She's tiny right there, right?
Yes, yes.
So this is no
Oh,
way
even-
to
even way under here.
Yeah, just get the whole thing up, and then make her use her abs instead of her hip flexors.
So, oh.
And her breath instead of her hip flexors.
Inhale. And open that back.
Yeah, and what if, just keep going what you're doing, Cynthia's exactly right, okay? So now we're gonna come, we're gonna bend the knee one tiny degree, and we're gonna hold this with your hip. Hold it, don't lock your feet, break your hip up. Hold that. That's the way, hold all of it and move it as a piece. Yeah, she's got it now.
Keep your feet where they are.
So she could breathe. Yes. Harder to the side, don't let her fall, but she's gonna want to because it's crazy much harder to the side.
How's that feel? Feel a little creaky in there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a perfect example of, she doesn't need these for the flexibility, right?
Right.
She needs this more for finding her connection of her legs into her spine. So, less leg movement, she's never gonna lose her range.
Right.
So less leg movement, more control of your spine. Even though it's moving, it's not locked, it's still moving, but you feel that the leg is moving from it versus, for instance, she throws her leg and her spine goes whoops.
Yeah. Oh, we're going that way.
Yes, yeah, so it's like she wags the tail, the tail doesn't wag her. Yes, there we go. Yeah, you got it. Sidekicks are challenging for sure.
On your belly, 4 breaths up. And heels together, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, nice big inhale and exhale and open your back as you do this. And onto the other side.
Let's start the other way though. So now you're gonna stay like straight, breathe up.
And raise that top leg up. And take your inhale forward. And exhale.
And then squat down forward.
Inhale, open back. And exhale back.
So forward, raise your heels.
Exhale back.
But when she goes to the back, let her keep her back open.
And exhale right here.
Yeah.
Open, look how
That
far
was
you can
nice,
go. Right,
exactly.
good. Oh, look at that. Keep
Lower
going.
your heels.
And last one. Good. Now heels straps together. Try to foot up. You seem to need more of a pickup in this.
On this side, you think? Oh, see, I thought the other side was a little bit weaker, but she learned a little too.
And exhale.
You can put your right hand on the back of her right hip and let her push back. Yes.
She's laughing. She's like,
Yes. Better.
and flex up.
Yeah, good job. See how you're supporting her, but you're not doing all the work.
No, no.
But you get two things out of it. One is she gets better form, which makes the value of the exercise much better. Whether she even knows it or not, it's happening, you know? But secondarily, you're learning a lot. You're like, oh, I see what happened.
Really? It feels easier, but.
And the more you do it, the more you're like, oh, that was happening in her, whatever.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
some earlier thing.
or not. Yeah, you know, so you start getting in there, yes, and you start feeling like, oh, I see what she wants to do. Oh, okay, I'm
Yeah, you
on.
want,
Yeah.
right. And what's going to make that possible? Breathe. I mean, every exercise is supports it's the breath.
It's the breath.
I mean, I just can't breath.
That's why if the end of every sentence you say could be, so you can breathe better. I'm doing this, so you can breathe better. Because if you're hanging out like this and throwing a leg, then we're not gonna breathe. So this has to be the actual thing. And so I'm holding her, so that's the actual thing. And she can't do this thing where she just,
Then you're all small, you can't have access to anything there.
you got it.
Okay, so, after the sidekick series, then, let's see. Oh gosh, I don't wanna look at that.
Well, that one might throw you, because that's a level 4.
Yeah, right, I know.
Because I think it would be really good to start just waking up that.
You're just thinking
whole-
around there.
Go come in.
I do know, what's it called?
She is in the starting position.
Teaser.
You got it.
Teaser, teaser, teaser. Oh, right. Okay, so, roll back slightly, bring your arms up and your legs up, arms parallel to your legs, and bring your upper body back, and exhale forward up,
Yeah, and like.
Don't hold her feet high, though.
One of the things that.
and exhale. Last
You
one.
feel a little lower. Lower. Yeah, they need to be there. So she has to use her belly. Oh my gosh, that's what we're talking about,
Good.
Kim.
Arms a little bit higher, and lower the legs, and exhale up. Breathe to your back, even here.
Yeah.
Last one. To your back. Good. Everything down.
Oh, that was awesome.
And now breathe to your back.
This is an inhale. That's all right, don't worry about that stuff. I'm just saying it out loud so you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Inhale
Figure it
up.
out. It's always an
And
inhale.
breathe to your back and exhale down. And exhale.
And I want to say just a little bit about that because it is confusing. And then you get on the chair and it's different. It has to do with, usually we open the body on the inhale, close on the exhale.
Right.
And that makes sense on roll up or on neck. Even though you kind of did say it backwards because we do like an exhale to come up with. But it's really an inhale
And then an exhale as you
exhale,
flex.
right? But it does feel different on teaser. And it becomes not then so much that this is the closing and this is the opening, but this is the force against gravity. So we need the inhale to lift us and the exhale to lower us. Yeah, so there's a little bit of not just the one thought. The inhale does the lifting like it did in roll up. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if she was doing pike on floor on the low chair, right? Inhale, exhale, or a spine stretch, inhale, exhale. It's the flip because you have this force that you're working with. So you're not going to exhale it.
As
You're
you're
going
trying
to
to.
inhale and exhale. You begin to feel the rhythm of that after a while because it's not as simple as inhale, exhale. Mostly it is, but not always. When we had gravity, we had spring, we had the chair. Sometimes the force gets changed in a way, the force that you're dealing with. Gravity is one force, spring is one force, pedal is a different force. That makes you have to rethink it a little bit. So you could then say stuff like the inhale is on the lift. It's not so much on the effort, because the effort is 100% of the time.
Right.
There isn't really a phase that's more effortful, technically, but there is a phase where the inhale makes sense and the exhale makes sense, but it takes a little while till that is kind of intuitive. Yeah.
When I do it, I have it.
There you go. Yeah. So sometimes you could even stop and think, what do I do?
Think about myself for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, and that'll help you with your order too. You'll be like, okay, I just did sidekicks.
Yeah, well,
Right up, I go right into two.
What I feel is you got through it.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so
totally have it. Everybody gets through it.
Yay.
You know, not you. You totally have it. I'm not worried about that at all.
So next is can come right to your forearms, right? Bring your feet up off the mat and legs together and to the left, swing to the left, right, left, and kick those feet up over you, yes.
And I'm going to just say something about Kim's version here. So she's doing I don't know what you call that. So we're not going to go this way with the hips, right? So the hips stay, so bend your knees again. So the whole thing rolls, but don't drop your knees. Just roll and then roll it and then roll it. Straight and bend, yes. So you're really, basically, you're doing the opposite of when you part your fur and elbow to knee. So we're not doing this.
Oh, yeah, right.
Nope.
And this is a good place to park.
We're not gonna take these knees there.
You're gonna take
We're gonna take this hip in and hold these knees up. Hold them up in your curl. Yes, and move your spine and your, not your knees. See how she kind of gestures the knee? Nope. Yes, it's like that. Take these with. Nope. So that's tricky for her. So she wants to kind of twist like
Right,
this.
yeah.
We're not going to. This is going to stay on your chest. You're going to move the whole thing. Keep them on you. So you're going to move this, not that. So they have to stay up towards you. Yes, and a very flexible.
locking up your knees, because that's your first
More spine, that's better. Right, so now she's got the whole thing
Yeah.
controlled.
Right.
She's not pulling her parts apart.
Right.
She's connecting her parts and moving them.
Right, and it doesn't matter about the range of motion.
No,
Yeah,
and she
right.
could take her feet farther away, but she'd still do the same thing.
No, trying to have the rest.
Yeah, like if you take your feet a little farther away so you have some space, and don't move your knees,
forward.
move your spine hip.
Yeah, so down.
Deep. She has to come in close because that's the only, that's the way, you see how it's in the rib cage now,
Right now.
like her saw was, not her knees.
Yeah, it's just.
That side goes pretty well. Just don't point your knees, yeah. It's weird, but it's like you were in a container here, and then you move it from here versus from here.
When it's tight in,
Yeah.
just needs
It's all right, you got it. All right, guys, I gotta move on.
Okay.
Fabulous job.
Thank you.
I think you kind of got the idea too, right? Like the idea that you know how to teach her. Don't worry about your reps.
Like, if I add little ideas to this one, so that's gonna be one.
Now you just go to the next place. Why am I saying that?
Right.
I'm just saying that because somebody told me to say that. Am I saying that because it works for me? Let me look at Kim. Let me see, what's her habit? What's her natural inclination? Analyze her like that, like with skin. She's shaped like this, she's flexible like that, she's tight where she's tight. Maybe even just where she's flexible, where she's tight. Something relatively. Easily figure it out. Where is she tight?
And that's all good.
You know, how is it relative to where she's flexible?
Here,
You know, how does her
over there, we said.
amazing hip flexion keep her from never having to bend her spine? She can get there anyway,
Now, right here.
just by flexing her hips, but how do we get her to not flex her hips so much? Because that's a little much, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Where we're
A
getting.
little less of that, a little more of this.
A little more of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Feel that?
and that's, in the end, that's what it is. A little less,
In on yourself. And see if you can.
Fill in the
extend your
blank.
legs.
Right.
a little
What
more,
you're doing is not just pushing your legs.
fill in the
but
blank.
you're pulling them
And you'll
up.
see they're related.
Feel it?
Sure.
So they're not pulling.
As long as she keeps flexing the hips, she never has to
But
bend her
it might
spine.
happen.
Well,
There's other people who can't flex the hips, so all they ever do is bend their
The thing
spine.
is, I have a stomach.
I know.
Right, two very different bodies. Your mission
I
remains
mean,
the same.
it needs to go
Balance that
away.
out.
Right,
But-
right.
Help them move more where they don't
But I
move more,
assume your
and
muscles.
less where they
Or
move
they
too
move
much.
too much, yeah. So it's uniform.
That's
And then
So
that helps
and then you
develop the body uniformly, which is
Take a
the
breath.
so
Don't
the
care
goal.
what happens.
And then, and it's always for the purpose of breath and circulation. Because whenever the body is stressing itself out through movement, first thing that goes.
Close to, like halfway down.
Plastic.
Grip.
Oh, yes, yes.